With the Bitcoin narrative coming in full swing, we need to get ready. For me, getting ready means getting a foothold in the Bitcoin narrative coins. There's one project in particular that I recently went very deep into, which is DeFi.Gold. So today we're going to take a deep dive into what is DeFi.Gold, what they're doing with the Bitcoin ecosystem, and why you need to pay attention. So you need to pay attention even if you're not in the Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're just touching Bitcoin and you don't even care about the Bitcoin system, you still need to pay attention because there's so many things being built around that ecosystem, and that means value, money, and more places for things to go. Full disclosure, going forward, I have invested personally into DeFi.Gold. So that means I will have a biased opinion because, of course, we invested at the end of the day. But of course, we did our due diligence, and what we really liked about them was that they have a very strong foothold in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and which is why we invested. But be aware that we are biased towards Bitcoin DeFi. And of course, I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Let's get started. I just want to give the overview of this and why we actually invested along with Elevate Ventures. And that is because of how much money is in Bitcoin. All right. So DeFi.Gold aims at unlocking the value in Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin itself it's big, but it's not very functional. I will say that. So in terms of what Bitcoiners are doing, they're speculating on Bitcoin, but they're not unlocking that capital to play memes, to play NFTs. To unlock more shitcoins or DeFi opportunities. They're not really unlocking that value, right? And that's what DeFi.Gold is tapping into. So not only are they building a launchpad for Bitcoin-based projects and then trying to do a multi-chain, but they're trying to do launchpad plus multi-chain plus meme launchpad plus quite a bit more. So they're really just about giving Bitcoin a full opportunity. Why that is super sexy is because of how big the market cap of Bitcoin is. Simply said, Bitcoin is $1.8 trillion right now. So 1% of Bitcoin will be a market cap of $10 billion. And the thing is with Bitcoiners is that there's a lot of Bitcoin whales that are flushed with Bitcoin. They might even have like wallets that they forgot about that has like maybe 10, 20 Bitcoin inside, right? Because if you're from the days of $10 Bitcoin, you might even just leave a few wallets just lying around. And really what this is looking for is this opportunity to unlock people's Bitcoin, right? Because there's so much money, because it might even be spare change for them. I wouldn't be surprised if a Bitcoin whale just buys that NFT for 10 Bitcoin. Right, because for them it's just it's 10 Bitcoin, whatever. I bought that $10. It's 100. Yeah, it's 100. It feels like 100 US dollars for them. And this is kind of what really took off NFTs for Ethereum, because Ethereum people were like, yeah, I don't mind spending 1 or 2 ETH by buying a CryptoPunk or Bored Ape Yacht Club. And what DeFi.Gold is really is just looking at this opportunity. There's a lot of Bitcoin, very, very wealthy Bitcoin people, and for them, spare change is not much money. But for us, for the rest of the world, it's a lot, right? Because a single Bitcoin is $94,000 right now. So if they just spent a single Bitcoin to buy a single NFT, a single meme, it's gonna take off. And that's what DeFi Launchpad is really positioned to do. They're actually starting off with the Launchpad right now. They're actually doing Bitcoin projects that Bitcoiners like. And let's talk about this for a second. Their first Launchpad project is Renegade. So they're basically doing cards for Bitcoiners. So their objective is the first one that they're raising for is bridging traditional finance with Web3. And what they're doing is they're giving you Visa cards, right? The most exciting thing is Visa cards, personal IBANs. So this is exactly what Bitcoiners like, because Bitcoiners might have been locked out of the traditional financial system for a while. I've known Bitcoiners that they don't even own a single bank account. They just want to spend money, and having a Visa card is very useful for them, right? So for them, Visa cards that are supporting Bitcoin or Bitcoin accessible, very powerful. On top of that, they might want to reintegrate a little bit back into the financial system. So having a personal iBank account is actually really useful, especially if you're nationless or you're a libertarian. You know, this is the dream for them. So so that's what DeFi.Gold is doing. They're doing a launch pad for projects like Renegade being the ones with the cards. But it's kind of the objective is capture the interest of Bitcoiners, right? They have their team is actually very Bitcoin focused and has a very strong foothold in the Bitcoin community. So this is why they're building this whole entire ecosystem around that.
So they're making Bitcoin more athletic. I mean, there's memes, Launchpad, just like the way ETH is.
Yeah, because like Bitcoin, you know, you think about it, Bitcoin was just sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting fat.
Yeah, it's getting fat.
It's time to make Bitcoin athletic again. That's a great way of putting it. So yeah, so that's what they're kind of trying to do. The first thing is the Launchpad, but they're trying to grow that into more and more utility. And I'm excited for the meme because I feel like right now Solana gets the most meme, and they're actually trying to build support for Solana as well. I think this is actually really smart. So their Launchpad wants to support Solana, but also bring the money from the Bitcoin community to Solana. So think about that, right? If it's just a Bitcoin whale, you know, he has 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's $1 million, right? Bitcoin money matters, right? And that's why these projects are going to be huge. And we're going to talk about more Bitcoin projects as well. We talked about Core in the past, Babylon. It's going to stack up. So yeah, that's really exciting. And they're actually launching soon. DeFi.Gold is actually launching soon on major exchanges. All right. So at the end of the day, what is exciting about DeFi.Gold is that they are establishing a foothold in the Bitcoin ecosystem. With Bitcoin growing so aggressively, expanding that ecosystem and then making money because of this, like expanding, adding meme launchpad, etc. Expanding that brings a lot of value, and of course they can bring in revenue and growth as well. So that's why, of course, I've personally invested in DeFi.Gold. If you want to take a look, they're launching very soon on multiple exchanges, so make sure you stay tuned and we'll give you guys updates on what's happening with DeFi.Gold. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, especially because Bitcoin is growing so aggressively. You need to be on top, and we're going to help you do so. So with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.